Salve amici, adesso vedremo insieme i giochetti di parole attuati dall'organizzazione Watchtower appunto per sminuire il problema degli abusi sessuali e far capire tutt'altra cosa ai lettori.
Purtroppo, gli abusi sessuali sui minori sono una piaga mondiale da cui neanche i veri cristiani sono immuni. Come mai? I malvagi e gli impostori sono sempre di più e alcuni di questi potrebbero cercare di insinuarsi nella congregazione, secondo Timoteo 3,13. Altri, che all'interno della congregazione dicevano di essere veri cristiani, si sono lasciati dominare da desideri perversi e hanno abusato sessualmente di bambini. Vediamo perché l'abuso sui minori è un peccato così grave.
This is very interesting. The carts have been abandoned, and it looks like I and my cameraman, who looks very smart, we are now actually in charge of the carts. Now, what are we going to do if someone says, "Can we have a magazine, please? We're in trouble." Excuse me, gentlemen. I know that you're on duty at the assembly, so I'm not going to keep you. Can I ask you, this may be an odd question, what's the difference between a Jehovah's Witness and a professed Jehovah's Witness? And it's a serious question.
We're not going to engage in a conversation.
I tell you what, I just tell you why I ask. In last Sunday's Watchtower, when it said Jehovah's Witnesses, some have abused children, it says they're only professed Jehovah's Witnesses that have abused children and not Jehovah's Witnesses.
We're not going to engage in a conversation.
I just wondered, because you're on duty, you've got to watch for...
Quindi l'anziano inizia a chiedere informazioni riguardo a quello che ha letto sulla torre di guardia di maggio del 2019, si rivolge agli addetti alla sicurezza, vari fratelli, nessuno vuole parlare con lui, tutti si rifiutano appunto di dare una spiegazione a questo passaggio della torre di guardia.
Professed Jehovah's Witnesses getting in, as opposed to Jehovah's Witnesses. Have you had training as to what's the difference between a professed Jehovah's Witness and a Jehovah's Witness? And it's a very serious question.
We're not engaging in a conversation with you, sorry.
Okay, it's a very serious subject to discuss.
We're not going to engage in a
Okay, well I respect that. Thank you very much. All right, I think we'll better move on. Security are not sure the difference between a professed Jehovah's Witness, as it says here, and a Jehovah's Witness. And if it's professed Jehovah's Witnesses that are abusing children, they're going to be letting people in who are actually child abusers. I'll have a talk to this young lady, if that's okay. Hello, sir. I know that you're busy in the carts. Well, you've abandoned the carts. So we'll again, this is another cart. We'll take over the cart. And if anyone wants to come up for a magazine or a track, we'll certainly help out. Are you, honestly, gentlemen, cannot tell me the difference between a professed Jehovah's Witness, and that's all we're asking, and a Jehovah's Witness?
We're not going to engage in a conversation.
And because my daughter was abused and the elder is now in prison, it has annoyed me to a degree that when talking about Jehovah's Witnesses that do it, they are just saying, oh, they're only professed Jehovah's Witnesses. And hang on, the guy that abused my daughter wasn't a professed one, he was an elder. He was a well-used brother on assemblies and other things. So I'm really worried, what's that? I'm really worried that you will be letting people in who are child abusers when actually they are just professed Jehovah's Witnesses, according to the Watchtower. It doesn't look as if the gentlemen here have any answers, although they're following us along. So perhaps we'll move down to the next card. Thank you, sir. And it's an odd question. Can you tell the difference between a Jehovah's Witness and a professed Jehovah's Witness? What do you think? Because obviously it's your job to not let people in who are...
I know
I know you, John. And
I know you do. I'm trying to think
I've been on holidays with you, John.
Have you? Right. Well, there
And
we
you
are.
brought me back into the truth. So
Well,
thank you very
excellent.
much.
Well, I'm glad that you're happy.
I have a duty to look after my
I
brothers.
do. I know
so
that. I know that, and I appreciate your respect as well. I'm only here because my daughter was abused by an elder. You probably even know the brother, which is okay. That happens.
I know the situation. I'm not going to comment on it because
Okay.
I'm on duty.
Okay, I'm only here because it did annoy me to a degree, because instead of saying, yes, Jehovah's Witnesses do have a problem sometimes, they've just called those people that do the abusing professed. But anyway, I respect you, and it's, I hope...
Nice to meet you, John.
And you.
Yeah, you take care of it, right?
We'll have another go at the carts here, I think. What's the difference between a Jehovah's Witness and a professed Jehovah's Witness? And you've been deserted. and we've taken over another cart. So can I just stop you for 1 minute? I know you're heading into I'm not a disfellowship, but I'll just tell you that straight away. But I do have a genuine question. Okay, thank you. Because that one is solely for Jehovah's Witnesses. And that's why it's Jehovah's Witnesses studying this.
Purtroppo, gli abusi sessuali sui minori sono una piaga mondiale da cui neanche i veri cristiani sono immuni. Come mai? I malvagi e gli impostori sono sempre di più e alcuni di questi potrebbero cercare di insinuarsi nella congregazione.
So the Jehovah's Witnesses who have been child abusers are not real Jehovah's Witnesses. They are just professing to be part. So that's a unique point, that actually there has never been a child abused by a Jehovah's Witness. That is unique, because anyone who was a Jehovah's Witness and abused a child is only been professing to be one.